Tonight, Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill.
The motion is adopted.
The president's signature legislation passes, what it means for Canada and trade relations with the U.S. Plus, Dresden pushback.
Kill Bill 5! Kill Bill 5!
Residents rally against the Ford government's new bill, paving the way for a new dump site in the small town. And the Windsor Public Library rolls out Fred 2.0.
Yeah, and I would own this place, okay?
How its new bookmobile aims to share the joy of reading across the Rose City.
CTV News with Stephanie Mazzotti.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. I'm Ricardo, Veneza. Well, we begin with new data that show the impacts of the continuing U.S.-launched trade war on Canada's economy. Trade talks have stalled, then restarted, but Canada's turn to diversify its export markets has persisted throughout, as many major economies turn from the once reliable American relationship. CTV's Rachel Aiello has been digging into the latest figures for us and what they mean for businesses and consumers.
Canada-U.S. trade is stuck in a tariff-induced rut, according to new numbers from Statistics Canada. Exports of Canadian goods to the United States have decreased for a fourth consecutive month, costing businesses billions.
Businesses are really kind of in suspended animation right now. And you always worry about this losing a customer, even if it's just for a matter of months, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get that customer back.
This snapshot of the state of trade with Canada's largest export market comes amid some better news. Canada's overall merchandise trade deficit narrowed slightly in May. Imports fell 1.6% to $66 billion, while exports were up 1.1% to $60 billion. These figures bringing the deficit to $5.9 billion, down from April's record-setting $7.6 billion. The slight rebound attributed to exports of Canadian goods to other countries hitting a record high. Experts say this is a direct result of efforts to diversify Canada's international trade relationships.
What we're seeing in the numbers is somewhat encouraging. I mean, that, exporters, Canadian companies are taking that spare capacity that the United States created or the empty space on the order books and are able to, in some cases, fill it with other markets.
Those I spoke with today said with Canadian businesses working to lessen their reliance on the U.S., the worst may be in the rearview mirror. But until Prime Minister Mark Carney locks in a trade pact with U.S. President Donald Trump, the road ahead will remain rocky. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
And still ahead, a look at Donald Trump's signature piece of legislation he's dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill and its likely impact on Canada and relations with Washington. Well, the town of Tecumseh is taking a step toward a cleaner, greener future. Residents will see a brand new fleet of electric buses starting this month. Our Chris Campbell joins us now with more on this and what comes next. Chris.
Yes, Ricardo. Town officials say the shift to electric buses is about more than just new wheels. It's about rethinking how the community moves and its impact on the environment. The new fleet officially hits the road in about 10 days, but today we got an early look.
Quiet, clean, and fully electric. Tecumseh's new transit fleet is ready to roll. These buses are replacing the town's gas-powered vehicles with zero tailpipe emissions and the same routes residents already rely on.
It's something that it's been on our mind. Obviously, if you look at climate change and every little bit, helps. There's no doubt. And what we're doing now is not only the transit system, but we're going to start looking at greening, our municipal fleet throughout the corporation.
Behind the wheel, drivers like Gwen Baker are learning what it takes to operate a bus that's powered by a battery.
They're a bit different. You got to get used to the idea of the electric range. They have a totally different sound and feel to it because you don't have the revving noise you get on a diesel or even a gas vehicle where you can tell what it's doing engine-wise. It's going to be a bit getting used to.
The switch made possible through federal funding from the Rural Transit Solutions Fund. In all, the 3 buses buses cost roughly $1.4 million. With the old ones nearing the end-of-life cycle, officials say it's part of Tecumseh's larger goal of a more sustainable public service.
It's fully air-conditioned, it's quiet, it's a comfortable ride, it's a very sleek look.
You know, at the county level, we're reviewing the transportation master study, and part of that is to review busing to connect the county and the cities.
And while the buses are starting in Tecumseh, there's hope the electric momentum will spread across Essex County.
Obviously, it has financial constraints, budgetary money that's going to be needed by different local municipalities. And so, you know, if we think regionally, I think this is the right way to go and to connect, to allow our residents to be able to connect and travel amongst local municipalities.
Meantime, residents can expect to see the new fleet rolling out throughout July. Same stops, same schedules, but with a much quieter ride.
Officials tell me ridership hasn't fully bounced back from COVID. They believe one reason is the older buses simply were not a comfortable ride. But with this new fleet, they're hoping to change that and bring more people back on board. Ricardo?
Okay, Chris, thank you for that. Yeah, those buses look cool to my eye, at least. Thank you for that. That's CTV's Chris Campbell tonight. And that brings us to our question of the day. Do you think more municipalities should invest in electric transit buses? You can go to our website to cast your vote on that question. That's at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Now, yesterday we asked if you think talks between the federal government and auto manufacturers will benefit Canadian workers. Of 600 votes, 51% answered no. Bit of pessimism there. A 74-year-old man wanted by the FBI has been arrested in Windsor for breaching bail conditions. He's now facing a string of new charges. The man is facing extradition to the United States for a historic child sexual assaults investigation. He is wanted on 12 charges, including 4 counts of rape, 6 counts of gross sexual imposition, failure to appear, and flight to avoid prosecution. Police say he was arrested Wednesday at a home on Martindale Street in Windsor's near west side. Elsewhere, Ontario Provincial Police say they've charged 7 people since last Thursday with impaired driving offences. That includes a 21-year-old driver from LaSalle. Police say he's also facing a half-dozen charges, including dangerous operation, refusal to comply, and being a novice driver with alcohol in his system. Well, let's go to CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald now for our first check of the forecast. Joining us from the top of the Bell Building tonight. And Gary, pretty warm day. I bet it's a little bit warmer up there, and we've got maybe some more heat and humidity on the way.
You're right about that. Good evening, Ricardo, my friend. Good evening, folks. Warm is certainly the theme across southern Ontario, with temperatures 3 to 5 degrees above seasonal yet again today. Warm on top of the roof, no doubt. Humidity making the ambient temperature of about 30 degrees feel like 35, 36. We've been watching some scattered showers, even some thunderstorms, those cells rumbling across southern parts of Michigan. It's close, but no cigar, and that's good news for us. It should slide just south of Lake Erie and leave us with a warm evening. And speaking of warmth, we'll continue to be above seasonal and humid tomorrow and into the weekend, but thunderstorms will threaten again. I'll break down that story on all fronts, pun intended, just ahead. For now, I'll send it back inside to you at the desk. Ricardo?
Yeah, I see what you did there, Gary. Fantastic. Thank you for that. Well, there's no rest in the fight to keep a dormant landfill in Dresden from being reawakened. Residents and politicians rallied today, pushing back against legislation that paved the way for a quicker revival. CTV's Robert Lothian was there. He joins us now. Robert, how are residents feeling?
Ricardo, Bill 5 may have passed at the Ontario legislature, but it's very clear the residents here in Dresden are still holding out hope. Today, their effort to keep a landfill out of their community received support from the leader of Ontario's official opposition. Dresden residents rallied together against a contentious proposal.
We've fought so hard to make it a place for people to come and enjoy themselves and not to have a big dump in their backyard.
Kill Bill 5! Kill Bill 5!
Concerns over reviving a decades-old dump are receiving support from Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles. Traveling to Dresden Thursday, she's encouraging residents to continue fighting.
Reach out to their friends and neighbors and people in other communities, because what happens here in Dresden is what's going to happen across the province.
The Ford government pushed through the Unleashing Our Economy Act late in the spring legislative sitting. Bill 5 allows the York 1 proposed landfill in Dresden to move forward without an environmental assessment that's creating environmental concerns.
The York 1 proposal poses many risks: environmental, agricultural, ecosystem.
Echoed by Indigenous leaders.
Start acting on integrity and not because of the wants of your corporate sponsors or fear from your leaders.
At the dump site, construction equipment appears ready to move, but Chatham-Kent officials say not so fast.
As of today, we have received no applications from York 1. So we've received nothing. They haven't approved or applied for any zoning applications or anything. So we've heard 0, nil, nothing.
Instead, they do have an invite for Premier Doug Ford.
If he's listening, I encourage him to come here and see how close this is. I don't think he has a clue.
And while the legislation has passed, Stiles feels similar to the Greenbelt scandal. There's still time to stop the landfill.
He introduces a bill, he lies, he lies again, and then we build the public pressure and he repeals the bill. So this is what we've got to do again.
A spokesperson for area MPP Steve Pinsonneau claims he was tied up with other events today and therefore unable to attend the rally here in Dresden. Meantime, residents say they are preparing for a summer of fighting to keep this landfill out of their community. Ricardo.
Okay, Robert, thank you for that. Yeah, of course, Mr. Pinsonneau abstaining in that vote in the legislature. At CTV's Robert Lothian tonight in Dresden. Well, an Amherstburg demolition day has come for the old Boblo dock. The Front Road dock is owned and managed by the Federal Department of Fisheries and Oceans. It had fallen into serious disrepair and was at risk of collapsing into the river. It's been unused since 1993. The dock once served as a landing point for ferry passengers traveling to and from the amusement park. The town had been urging the federal government to tear it down since 2016, citing its deteriorating condition and the safety hazard it posed to boaters.
So we had to deal with the federal government, and it took more than 2 years, 3 years to finally convince them to find the money to take it down because it's unsafe. And so where we go from here, I think everything will be much better. Kids won't be in danger from climbing all over it. Boats won't run into it at night because it's not lit. If there was an ice jam, it could be flowed down the river, which wasn't safe.
And we have confirmation today the Wheatley Library will remain closed for now while investigators continue to look into the recurring gas leak in town, which was detected in the area around the library. Officials say there is no risk to public safety at the moment, but residents are encouraged to avoid the area. Library staff will offer temporary services if this closure continues for an extended period of time. Story time at Coulter Park will be offered July 4th and July 18th as planned. Chatham-Kent Fire and Rescue Chief Chris Case says they continue to work closely with technical experts and provincial partners to determine the source of that gas leak. A temporary evacuation order was given on June 26 as officials confirmed the presence of hydrogen sulfide, which was the same gas behind that 2021 explosion that rocked the town's core. Well, the Windsor Public Library is ready for the second chapter of its bookmobile. Fred 2.0 was unveiled today. And as our Kate Otterbein tells us, it aims to make reading more accessible right across the city.
Stilton and I'm pretty sure that there would be Launchpad iPads here.
The bookmobile made its appearance at Captain John Wilson Park, offering kids like Augustine easier access to books, movies, and more.
Now we're in the bookmobile.
Augustine took me through the bookmobile, offering a great tour of the adult section, kids section, and the movies. But what he's most excited about, owning the future Windsor Public Library in South Windsor.
The library would be Augustine, and it would be the center of the park. Yeah, and I would own this place, okay?
According to Kieran McKenzie, Library Board Vice Chair, we aren't quite there yet for a proper bricks and mortar library in the South End, so Augustine will unfortunately have to wait just a little bit longer.
There's an ongoing discussion, and I've been working very hard to bring a bricks and mortar facility out to Southeast Windsor.
The van, lovingly named Fred 2.0, is a homage to its predecessor. Windsor Public Library had a bookmobile that began service in 2016 but broke down in 2020. Fred stands for freedom to read, educate, and discover.
What we've been striving to do as an administration, as well as the board of directors and all members of City Council, is to be able to meet the service level expectations that people in the community have. So this is an example of council and the library recognizing a service demand that's in the community, meeting that demand.
Until Augustine can get his library up and running in the park, make sure to stop by the bookmobile for all your library needs. Kate Otterbein, CTV News, Windsor.
A pop-up farmers market in Essex today celebrated a new partnership. The market brought together several We Heart local partners, including Raymont's Berries, Walnut Grove Bed and Breakfast, Simpson's Orchards, and Denver's Homestead. Organizers say it's part of a push to get both locals and tourists exploring the region's agricultural gems using the We Heart Digital Pass. The free membership includes access to more than 60 participating farms, shops, and experiences, with monthly giveaways, exclusive offers, and recipes inspired by local harvests.
It's all about being Canadian now, and buying local is more important than ever. It's always been important, but more important than ever now.
We reinvented the program this year to promote all year long. We give away monthly digests through the email if you register, gives recipes, exclusive offers, highlights partners, and a monthly giveaway just for registering for the pass.
Still ahead on Windsor's News Leader, a safety scare that grounded planes and travel plans at airports across the country.
This was sent to the right email, and she didn't get it. Somebody else's, the money's gone.
And a vanished e-transfer. Later, how fraudsters are intercepting your money before it lands. And tomorrow, new research on just how deeply wildfire smoke affects our health. And it's not just our lungs. That's tomorrow on CTV News at 6. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Kill Bill and Reservoir Dogs actor Michael Madsen has died at age 67. His publicist says he suffered cardiac arrest and was found unresponsive in his Malibu home. This is, of course, one of his most famous scenes from the Quentin Tarantino thriller Reservoir Dogs. Authorities say they responded to a 911 call around 8 a.m. this morning. Officials say he was found dead due to natural causes. Madsen has been active in Hollywood since the 80s, working with Tarantino throughout his career, including more recent fare like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Well, looking stateside again, U.S. President Donald Trump's mega bill, dubbed One Big Beautiful Bill, has passed the House. It follows a record-breaking filibuster, an 8-hour, 44-minute speech by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
The Democrats' intent was to delay the voting of the highly controversial multi-trillion-dollar package that targets the country's Medicaid, Social Security, and clean energy tax credits. The bill is still expected to add about $3.3 trillion to the U.S. deficit over the next 10 years. When the bill was first tabled, it included what many had called a revenge tax, opening the door for Canadians to be hit with a skyrocketing withholding tax on the dividends they receive from their U.S.-based investments. Now, that section of the bill has since been scrapped by Congress. The bill passed, but only by a narrow margin. It's now headed to the White House for the president's signature before it becomes law. Well, for the first time in at least 2 years, it appears the U.S. is losing jobs. New data from payroll firm ADP show the United States shed 33,000 jobs from the private sector in June. It's a surprising result for economists who had predicted growth of 115,000 jobs. The prospect of job losses raises concerns that President Trump's tariff policies and the uncertainty that surrounds them may be causing employers to both lay off staff and freeze hiring. Well, bomb threats at multiple Canadian airports across 3 provinces today caused grounding stops, flights disruptions, and long delays. As CTV's Judy Trin reports, the security incidents remain under investigation.
Bleary-eyed travelers set to depart on early flights at the Ottawa International Airport, unexpectedly jolted by a security scare.
I just checked in 10 minutes ago, flight's canceled, that's it. Good luck.
Gates were closed, we couldn't get through, so we all sat down and there was a lot of questions, and then a friend of mine just texted me and said there was a bomb threat.
The threat was directed at NAV Canada, which manages national air traffic control operations. In a statement, the organization said that bomb threats impacted its facilities in Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Vancouver, and that it's collaborating with authorities to ensure the safety of all personnel and passengers. NAV Canada will not comment on what motivated the threat, but it did evacuate its staff and issued a temporary order to ground planes, preventing takeoffs and landings. Passengers who boarded one flight were forced to disembark. At departure gates, travelers were pushed back to one side of the building.
We were walked right up to our gate on time, and as we were approaching gate 26, we saw a row of security people walking towards us saying, everybody back, turn around.
In Winnipeg, the airport was eerily quiet, but in the end, police did not find a bomb at any of the threat locations. But passengers were knocked off track.
We just got a notification that we were rebooked for tomorrow, which is 24 hours too late for our family reunion.
Normal operations and flights resumed after more than 3 hours across affected airports. But finding out who's responsible will take much longer. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now, despite production pauses over the last couple of months, FCA Canada is reporting another increase in sales for Windsor-built vehicles. The company says over 4,000 Chrysler Pacifica vans were sold between April and June. That's double the roughly 2,000 vehicles sold during the same time last year. Now, when you look at Pacifica sales in the first half of this year, there were 5,400 vans sold compared to just under 3,000 in the same time period in 2024. Those numbers showing the vast majority of the sales happening in the last 3 months. Meanwhile, sales of the Windsor-built Chrysler Grand Caravan saw an 11% dip this quarter compared to last year. The new Windsor-made Dodge Charger Daytona saw a major drop with only 2 vehicles sold this quarter compared to 48 vehicles sold last April to June. The news comes following alternating layoffs at the Windsor assembly plants throughout May and June. Many tourists who went to Ottawa for Canada Day are apparently sticking around a little bit longer. CTV's Peter Sperling has more on what many experts say could be a busy tourist season ahead.
It's a sea of red and white. Crowds converge on the capital for Canada Day.
Unbelievable. Great. Makes you be really proud to be a Canadian, eh?
Louisa and Ken visiting from Windsor.
We wanted to come and experience Canada Day in our nation's capital, Ottawa. It was something on our bucket list, so we're here.
Those promoting Ottawa as a tourist destination love what they're doing next, sticking around and experiencing more of the capital.
I love it. Beautiful city. I love the architecture. I love the old buildings. So yeah, it's going to be, the next few days are going to be awesome for me.
Canada Day, a big draw, but it alone isn't enough to make for a successful summer season.
We took an extra day off this time to see the fireworks.
Ottawa tourism projecting 10 million visitors this year.
We are up in 2025 compared to the same time last year, 2024. However, we are still working towards the numbers of pre-pandemic. The peak year was 2019. That was a record year. That year we got nearly 11 million visitors.
This family visiting from Toronto, now exploring.
What was your favorite part?
The fireworks.
We feel at Canadian Heritage that the event was a huge success. We felt that, for the months leading up to Canada Day, that Canadians have really had, this new renewed feeling of pride and coming together.
And wanting to wear that pride.
We've been here at the Byward Market for about 15 years, and I got to say personally, we broke records. It was amazing.
According to Ottawa Tourism, 90% of visitors are Canadian, with the States the top international market.
Booked a trip, we went to the Falls, Toronto, and now we're here.
These visitors from Miami, Florida.
We wanted to see what it was like here.
And what'd you think?
It's cool. It was nice.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Taking a look at the markets, tech stocks helped to lift the TSX 165 points. The Dow also surging 344, while the Nasdaq climbs 208 points. The Canadian dollar also up today, a quarter of a cent to rest at 73.66 cents U.S. Gold down almost $17 an ounce, and oil falling 45 cents a barrel. Well, coming up, new labels and bold warnings. Why Health Canada wants you to notice salt, sugar, and fat before the products hit your grocery cart.
Let's take a look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thank you to Assad Sami for this great image. Amherstburg's historic sites are lovely, especially at this time of the year. We'll see if that weather trend continues into tomorrow and beyond next.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app. From moment to moment, things change. CTVNewsWindsor.ca is Windsor's #1 source for online news. Watch every story from wherever you are, the moment it happens. CTVNewsWindsor.ca.
Okay, Gary is back with an extended look at the forecast. And Gary, hey, a great day to get out on the water as we look at maybe some more heat and humidity moving into the region.
Yes, that's exactly the reason to be out on the Detroit River, Lake St. Clair. Beautiful day for jet skiers and boaters and the like. A couple of storms, though, threatened this evening. I think the probability of thunderstorm activity, relatively speaking, for extreme southwestern Ontario is low, less than 30%. 29.3 degrees Celsius today. Average high is 2 degrees less than that mark at 27, and the low today was a very mild overnight, technically this morning before dawn, 21. It has been a very warm last 6 days in a row. We continue to be warm, mostly cloudy with some peaks of sunshine through to dusk. 29 at the airport in Windsor, that's 84 Fahrenheit, 28 degrees Celsius, or 82 degrees Fahrenheit, still cloudy in Chatham-Kent. It feels like 31 in Chatham-Kent, about 32 in Rondo Park. Hello to our friends there. A bit cooler on Pelee Island, where it's about 28 and feels like about 31. 33 is the humidex value at the airport in Windsor, and it's heating up across the U.S. Central Plains and the beautiful Canadian prairies, where temperatures in southern parts of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, for example, are into the 30s. And we're looking at some of that warm air headed our way over the next few days. For now, a few scattered showers have erupted with thunderstorm activity across central and south central Michigan. We're watching to see if any of that disturbance moves our way. It's not likely, but there's still a risk. The worst case scenario is that we'll see daytime heating elicit some showers and thunderstorms for Friday afternoon and again for Saturday afternoon. It's just what we would expect as the earth heats up the air at the surface during the summer. Daytime peak And that's when we see that eruption, right? Right around supper time into the evening, some of those late day storms. So we could see it for Friday and Saturday to start the weekend. More on that in just a moment. Again, I mentioned a low probability of seeing a shower and/or thunderstorm, less than 30% through 8 o'clock. Temperature drops to about 24, feeling like 31. Mostly clear through tonight, and at midnight, 20 degrees Celsius. 30 tomorrow, possibly feeling like 37, 38. Afternoon shower, thunderstorm potential. Sunny on Saturday, Sunday, 29, 32, and then we'll be in the low 30s. Upper 20s as we head towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think most of next week is sunny, warm, and slightly above seasonal. Let's look at your weather.
Lifetime, brought to you by Safeguard Medical Alert Systems.
Health Canada is rolling out new package labels aimed at helping you make healthier choices at the grocery store. They make clear just how much salt, sugar, and saturated fats are added into products. CTV's Jonathan McGuinness shows us the new look.
Some nutritional information is migrating from the back of food packaging to the front.
No manufacturers want these labels on their package, so they're reformulating, and we're likely going to have access to healthier products moving forward.
The labeling is a directive from Health Canada.
We know it's highlighting sodium, sugars, and saturated fat, which is really important for the consumer to know because it increases our risk of chronic disease.
Front of the package labeling is needed if the product exceeds 15% of the recommended daily intake of those ingredients. Potential health risks include stroke, obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and some types of cancer. The hope is the labels will help consumers make quick and informed choices when grocery shopping and support health officials in educating people about foods high in sodium, sugars, and saturated fat.
But it might make me think a little bit and maybe learn something different about what's in our food.
That's perfect, according to dietitian Lori Barker-Jackman, who says avoiding labeled foods isn't reasonable or necessary.
It's okay to choose foods that have a front of package label sometimes. It's making sure we don't choose foods that are high in sodium, sugars, or saturated fat all of the time.
For Sylvain Charlebois, the labeling program is a positive one. Still, he has concerns.
If you are reducing the amount of sodium, sugar, or fat, are you replacing that with something else that may not be desirable?
The labels are mandatory for prepackaged foods, with some exceptions like plain milk, plain yogurt, and cheese because they contain calcium. Food manufacturers have until January 1st of next year to fully implement the labeling system. Jonathan McGuinness, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, well, building off of that, a new study suggests you should think twice before loading up the barbecue this summer. American and British researchers analyzed data from more than 60 previous studies on the relationship between diet and the risk of common major diseases. Looking at processed meats in particular, they found people who ate as little as one hot dog a day had noticeable increases in their risk of type 2 diabetes and colorectal cancer compared to those who didn't eat any. The authors say their findings show there is no safe amount of processed meat to eat. The study was published in Nature Medicine and also outlined elevated risks from sugar-sweetened beverages and trans fatty acids.
Well, Hannah, what's coming up in the weather report?
We have an A-list celebrity who reportedly turned down a very big Disney movie role.
Interesting. We'll talk about it coming up.
Pure Country 89, Windsor's country music station. Pure access to the biggest stars and the hottest songs. Download the free iHeartRadio app to listen to Pure Country everywhere.
Criminals are finding new ways of cracking into Canadians' bank accounts. More than $1 billion worth of transactions are now happening via e-transfer every year. As CTV's Pat Foran reports, while they're considered a safe way to move money, hackers are getting into email accounts to steal your cash.
Everybody just keeps telling me it's not their responsibility, and too bad. for me.
Tracy Brill of Oshawa recently retired and decided to take a trip with her husband this past March. A person in Saskatchewan had a condo for rent in Mexico and asked Brill to send her almost $3,500. Brill checked the email address and e-transferred the funds.
This was sent to the right email, and she didn't get it. Somebody else's, the money's gone.
The receiver did not have auto deposit set up, and Brill says she unfortunately used a security question that was easy to guess. But she had no idea hacking an e-transfer was possible.
I got a phone call from the bank that said that the money had been intercepted by another email.
Brill did get her vacation, but had to pay for the trip twice.
I had to pay it again.
When we reached out to Interac, a spokesperson said, if an individual does not have Interac e-transfer auto deposits set up, we recommend selecting security questions with answers that are not easily guessable or based on publicly available information.
E-transfer fraud is one of the fastest growing financial crimes in Canada.
Francis Sims, a cybersecurity expert at Humber College, says while auto deposit is not fail-safe, it's one of the best ways to make sure your e-transfer gets to where it's supposed to go.
Auto deposit helps a lot because then if somebody's email account was compromised, well, what happens is as soon as the e-transfer is sent, it automatically goes into the bank account that's associated with that particular email.
Auto deposit is secure and convenient, helps protect against email fraud, verifies transactions are sent to the intended recipient, and the money is automatically deposited without security questions. As for Brill, the theft has her reconsidering using e-transfers.
I will not be using e-transfer for large amounts of money going forward.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Okay, let's turn now to the weekly weather report with Hannah Witherby from our sister station over at Virgin Radio, and of course our own Melanie Kettner. Melanie, you are starting tonight with stars who are getting stars.
That's right, Ricardo. They just revealed the latest batch of celebs who will be honored at the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Miley Cyrus is going to be getting her star, along with actresses Demi Moore and Sarah Michelle Gellar, actor Timothée Chalamet, and also Shaq for some reason.
Wow, so the Walk of Fame isn't just for actors anymore.
That's right. In 2023, a sixth category of sports entertainment was added to acknowledge the contributions of athletes to the entertainment industry. Tennis star Billie Jean King and Muhammad Ali also have stars.
Very cool. And it looks like this recent breakup isn't going better for one side than the other. Katy Perry was filmed crying on stage when finishing a show last week.
Yeah, it feels so bad for her. She actually missed the Bezos-Sanchez wedding in Venice because she was busy touring in Australia. So while her ex-fiancé Orlando Bloom drank champagne with the rich and famous, Katy was busy working and parenting their 4-year-old daughter. Some people are worried that she might be sad with how things turned out.
Yeah, it could be. Well, rumor has it that Ariana Grande turned down a leading role in a big Disney movie.
This would have been so awesome. So it hasn't been confirmed, but the grapevine says Ari was a favorite choice for the role of Megara in Disney's live-action Hercules. They say that she turned it down because she didn't want to be typecast as a musical's only actress.
Well, I guess after starring in the 2 Wicked films, that makes sense. And lastly, this star had very good intentions when trying to help a fan, even though it didn't work out the way they'd hoped.
Yeah, this is relatable. Harry Styles offered to help a fan parallel park in Italy. So she got out of her little car, he got in, tried to park it for her, but he also failed.
Oh, no.
We've all been there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, closer to home, there are a few big shows at Caesars Windsor.
The Psychedelic Furs are back live.
Yes, the Psychedelic Furs take the Coliseum stage with special guest The Mission tonight at 8 p.m.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
And legendary rock band Foreigner has 2 shows at the casino, Friday and Saturday on their farewell tour.
The casino will be rocking. And for anyone looking for family fun, they might want to head over to Essex this weekend.
Absolutely. Essex Fun Fest is back for another year of great food, great music, rides, and of course, fun.
Double the fun. Thanks, Hannah, and that's your weather report.
Okay. Love a little bit of Foreigner. Thanks, ladies.
I like you, I do.
Unscripted, unpredictable, and unapologetic. Wake up with Hannah and Johnny on 93.9 Virgin Radio.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. 4 days of great food, music, and fun. Come celebrate the 36th Annual Essex Fun Fest, July the 3rd to the 6th at the Essex Fairgrounds. See you next time on Our Community.
Okay, it's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie returning. Melanie, you have a warning for us tonight for anyone that's heading to the casino.
That's right. In our weather report, we talked about the 3 shows at the casino this weekend. But concertgoers might want to show up early. A large part of the parking garage is under construction and will be for some time. Caesars officials say they are offering complimentary valet parking for Diamond and 7-star guests. It's available to everyone else for a fee. On concert nights, guests are reminded to arrive early or think about parking in one of the other downtown parking lots. Guests may also want to consider public transportation, a ride-share service, or carpooling. We've got more details from the casino at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Yeah, and aside from those concerts, Mel, we've also got a lot of other events going on this weekend that we've got featured over on our website.
Yes, we've posted the weekend preview of what's happening in Windsor, Essex. And get ready for a jam-packed weekend with festivals, concerts, markets, and more. Some of the other highlights include a classic car show at Faro on Huron Church and a Rum Runners tour at Rockstar Music Hall. You can look at all those options on the list on our website. And in our social spotlight, when you get so excited, you forget about everything else.
We're engaged! We're engaged. Scout! Oh, he's going down the rapids.
Oh no, it looks like Scout took the opportunity to make a run for it during the proposal. The couple posted that they got him back out of the water safely, though, Ricardo.
Yeah, I think Rover had the right idea. I don't know what the dog's name is, but I think that's, Rover, run from that if you can. There you go.
That's right. He took a dip.
I'm glad they got him back. All the best to the happy couple there. Thanks for that, Mel. That's a look at what's happening now. Well, if you've got a story idea you think we should cover, let us know about it. We've got a number for that. You can text us at 10400. In addition to the story ideas, you can also send us any photos or videos you have as well. Well, one brother taught himself Marvel-style gymnastics. The other was inspired by a silent film legend. Together, they are flipping expectations. Their story when we return. Beautiful shot there, Gary. I believe that's the Detroit River. We were talking about
that's right.
A little earlier. I just want to apologize to Mel there. I did hear her say that the dog was Scout. I was just very excited to say Rover run. But exciting times in Windsor, Essex. We got some nice weather to enjoy today, but some heat and humidity building into the region.
You're right. And with that heat and humidity, the combination, there's potential always for thunderstorm activity. We're seeing a couple of cells roll through Michigan, likely to slide just south of us here in extreme southwestern Ontario. So that's good news. There's still a threat of daytime heating, doing it all over again tomorrow, and that's indicative of summer days and even early nights. The weekend's going to be warm, low 30s, feeling like perhaps 40, 41 both days with showers possibly Sunday. Monday cools off a bit, will be in the upper 20s, 27 to 28 through to Wednesday, and Thursday showers again in 28.
Yeah, well, when it starts to feel like 40, that's where it gets both uncomfortable and a little bit worrying as well.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, Gary, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'll move over. Spider-Man. 2 Canadian brothers are flipping their way into the spotlight. As CTV's Adam Sawatsky reports, what started as superhero stunts is turning into something much bigger and more meaningful.
Plenty of that.
If this were a decade or so ago, these brothers would likely be watching something with superheroes.
As a little kid, I wanted to be the Incredible Hulk.
Well, Grayson Cole Murphy was mesmerized by the Hulk's strength. His younger brother, Kalen, thought it would be wonderful to be a web slinger.
Spider-Man's cool. He can do flips, so I want to do flips,
But instead of turning to a YouTube tutorial, Kalen taught himself how to move like he was in a Marvel movie.
He blew my mind and inspired me.
So, Grayson recently asked his little brother to start teaching him.
It's pretty scary. You kind of feel sick to your stomach a little bit because you don't know if you're going to land on your head.
Yet Grayson perseveres, but not to emulate some old superhero. not since he discovered the work of one particular old movie star.
It's a video of Buster Keaton and some of his famous stunts.
Buster Keaton?
Yeah.
Buster Keaton, who before movies had sound, made audiences laugh, and before CGI or AI was even an idea, made them gasp.
I think it's incredible. One guy that revolutionized stunting.
Who more than a century later has now inspired Grayson to pursue stunt work professionally.
Wow, that was amazing.
Kalen, on the other hand, is practicing his super flips because he's been invited to play with a professional soccer team in Europe over the summer.
Maybe I'll do it as like a celebration if I score or something.
But there's one thing Kalen and Grayson know definitely. No matter who inspires them to do cool things, being brothers encourages them to be better people.
Teaches me to not give up.
He's taught me like being responsible for myself, being able to self-reflect.
And they've both learned that even better than growing up to be like a comic book dynamic duo is actually being real-life best friends. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Colwood.
Very cool stuff. Any flips in your future, Gary?
I've never been able to do that. No, I wish I could do that.
I think I could barely do a cartwheel. These guys flipping too much.
Only thing.
There we go. I'll leave it to the experts, you know. Just go watch. I'll just go to the movie theaters and watch the Marvel movies.
I can flip pancakes.
Yeah,
burgers.
Even that, I'm not very good. An egg, maybe, but you know, those old stunt performers were just fantastic. So great to see that they're inspired by that as well.
I agree. Well, hopefully things work out in terms of the thunderstorms tonight. Of course, we'll be on track with that.
Yeah, we'll have more for you tonight, of course, at 11, and you can find updates anytime over at our website. That's at ctvnewswindsor.ca. I'm Ricardo, Veneza, and for everyone here at CTV on both sides of the camera, have a great night.
Good night.